For Creamer Media's Polity, I'm Sheila Barades. Today I'm with Anton Harber to discuss his book Diepsloot, which is said to reveal the real shape of South Africa. Welcome, Anton.
Thank you.
At the start of your book, you say that Diepsloot is a place of the new South Africa. Can you elaborate on this?
Well, it didn't exist before 1994. It's really a product of the transitional period. Because the land was bought in the early 90s by the then regional city authorities to move people from a place called Zevenfontein, a small group of people who needed to be moved from private land, and they aimed to resettle them at Diepsloot. And there was a 2-year legal battle about resettling them there. So people only moved there in 94, 95. And I think that's one of the things that makes it interesting, is that it doesn't have the history of a township. It's a product of the transitional period.
What did you learn on a personal level from your time spent in Diepsloot?
A lot. I went in for months every single day, and I would say I learned more every single day. As I dug deeper down into layers of that society, I learned an enormous amount about how people live and make their lives and solve their problems and deal with their issues in a situation which on the face of it looks so dire. I learned an enormous amount about the challenges facing the city in dealing with what we call service delivery issues. And certainly my eyes opened about how facile we often are about giving people houses and water and electricity, and learnt how challenging it is, which is not to let the city and the state off the hook, but just to say we often don't recognize the difficulties. I made a lot of friends and got to know a lot of people and saw how they were making their lives in that situation. I learned that Diepsloot, our view of Diepsloot as a place of crime and xenophobia and poverty, is a simplistic, stereotyped one. And hopefully what I've done in the book is bring to life individuals rather than mobs and crowds and all those generalizations we use.
Tell us about the bullfrog. Why do you see it as a metaphor for the social and political environment that South Africa currently finds itself in?
Well, the bullfrog was a character that popped up unexpectedly, the giant African bullfrog, because it's one of the many impediments to developing Diepsloot and building new houses there, because it's on a protected provincial list and it's slowing down the building of houses in Diepsloot East. And I began to learn more I thought I'd better learn more about this frog and understand why it's protected and why it's there and what kind of beast this is. And of course it was extremely interesting. But it struck me as I wrote that when somebody described the frog to me as an indicator species, and by that they mean a species that tells you when there's a problem. The frog absorbs water very quickly through its skin. So if there's pollution in the water, the frogs die, the frogs go silent. So, they say if you can't hear the frogs, there's a water problem. And my book was really about saying we need to hear the voices of Diepsloot. Of course, it's the opposite. It's when you can hear the noise of Diepsloot. When Diepsloot gets noisy, we have a problem. But I suppose a core thing I'm trying to do in the book is say we need to hear the voices of Diepsloot. Not because it's Diepsloot, but because it's the voice of the unemployed, poor people demanding service deliveries. And we can't understand where this country is headed unless we understand these people and their hopes and aspirations.
So essentially it's the voice of South Africa.
Well, it's a voice of a very important segment of South Africa. I think we all know that our problems of inequality, unemployment, poverty are extremely pressing, and unless we deal with them, we'll never have stability. And I'm saying we listen all the time to those who speak for or purport to speak for those people. My book is an attempt to say, listen to them.
So then, what lessons does Diepsloot hold for the rest of South Africa?
I think it is that we have a window of opportunity to address the issues of unemployment. Above all else, if you know, what becomes clear in my book is the root problem is joblessness. We have a window period to do something about that, and a window period of goodwill before a place like Diepsloot becomes an explosive cauldron. It's a volatile cauldron now on the edge of our city, but clearly it points to the risks of having that on the edge of the city unless we deal with it in this period.
Donate now and give 15 Rand a month. SMS JOIN to 41486.